Hello everyone, my name is Ian Desher. I'm a member at large of the Presbytery, and I'm here to give an update about how some of the Presbytery stimulus funds that were sent out for COVID-19 relief have been used by congregations throughout the Presbytery. Eastwoods Presbyterian Church of Vancouver, Washington donated their grant to Family Promise of Clark County, which provides families with emergency food, shelter, and daycare. Since families rotate staying at participating churches, in this time of COVID they've had to put them up in motels, which greatly increases the cost of care. In this way, Eastwoods is helping those on the front line with emergency relief.
At Lakeside Community, the gifts of mercy were split between the local cafe, which is struggling to keep their lights on, and a hospitalized 16-year-old who is fighting cancer.
I used it to catch up my electric bill, actually, because even though you're closed, you still have to run all your equipment and freezers, so it helped keep all my produce or my meat and stuff I had safe, and I was very, very appreciative of it. It kind of saved me.
The session at John Knox Presbyterian in Kaiser decided to challenge their congregation to raise an additional $2,000 so they could present a total of $3,000 to Congregations Helping People, located at First Methodist and supported by several Salem and Kaiser mainline churches. Their Director of Client Services is Cascade's own teaching elder, Becky Strader. Congregations Helping People link folks to resources needed to address immediate and long-term needs. When those resources don't exist or the person doesn't qualify, Congregations Helping People may be able to provide direct assistance. To raise funds, John Knox members sold greeting cards which were designed by children and adults of the congregation, and other generous donations helped them exceed their goal. They were grateful for this opportunity to help those in need.
The congregation at Gold Beach used the money to help feed the needy in the community, and they received notes of gratitude for that.
Hello, all you Presbyterian mask martyrs and health hermits out there. Savage Memorial Presbyterian Church in Portland used our mission money to support Snowcap, the food pantry that began in our church over 50 years ago, and also Zarephath Pantry, which provides meals and food baskets in the Gresham area. And we also used a third of our money to start a new relationship with Adorned in Grace Ministries that helps young people get out of the sex trafficking industries.
Tualatin Plains Presbyterian Church decided to assist some of the most vulnerable in our community, our Latinx population, who make up over 50% of our COVID-19 cases, but only represent 15% of our community. This is causing great suffering for them. Well, we matched your grant and then offered a challenge grant to Central Cultural, whose Esperanza Relief Fund is serving this population in crisis. Not only do they match our $2,000, but the fund is growing. Today, our contributions total $4,500, 100% of which is going towards food, medicine, rent, and utilities to these many families. Thank you for this opportunity to grow our talents and having faith in our community to do so, with God's help.
When Presbytery sent us $1,000 for coronavirus relief, our session decided that we wanted to help feed local kids and families. We selected summer food programs managed by the Beaverton School District to receive the funds that we raised. Valley Session contributed first, then we challenged our wider church community. They came through with flying colors for a grand total of more than $5,000. Thanks for starting the ball rolling with this great idea to multiply the gifts.
Our session challenged the congregation to double your gift in order to help more people affected by COVID-19. Our church responded well and added $5,550 to your $1,000. We gave $1,000 worth of grocery store gift cards to a local school counselor to give to families in need. We split the remaining money between two local organizations. Communication and Vienna Star's Esperanza Fund each received $2,775 to help families in need through housing and rental assistance. Thank you, Presbytery, for your leadership during this challenging time and for helping us to inspire our members' generosity to serve our local community.
Our Lake Grove mission team immediately caused the gift to multiply by adding $5,000 to it and inviting the congregation to grow it further, grow our COVID Care Fund. But God had something bigger in mind. Our mission partners at World Vision invited us to support a $100,000 COVID hunger initiative for vulnerable families in Portland. We said we could commit at least $6,000. World Vision said, well, we have $25,000 for it. Let's do this. We got to raise some more money. Then the Murdoch Trust stepped in with $100,000. Working side by side with the Church of the Living God, we started distributing food 3 weeks ago at the Grace Covenant Church in Northeast Portland. 100 vulnerable families, pre-identified, drive by the church each Saturday through the summer and receive a food box with enough staples for a family of 5 and a bag of essential toiletries and cleaning supplies and a couple toys. Money is still coming in, and Murdoch is working with Portland church leaders to identify a second church, possibly in the Rockwood neighborhood, again for 100 families per week for 13 weeks. We thank God for multiplying the loaves and fishes shared with us by Presbytery of the Cascades. Amen.
We took the $1,000 from the presbytery and decided to multiply it to serve the Latinx community in our town. And so we're working with Unidos Bridging Community. We are raising an additional $1,500 on top of the $1,000 from the presbytery, so at least $2,500 will be given from our church. And then we've invited other churches to help Unidos as well. And one church, North Valley Friends, has already given $1,000 for this effort. So hopefully we might raise as much as $5,000 to support Unidos as they care for the Latinx community by providing emergency relief in this time of COVID-19. God bless you as we participate together in mission.
We were able to give to the food pantry, which is not able to accept donations in the same way right now. So they have to buy a lot of their food that they're giving out, which is in high demand as well. So we were able to donate to the food pantry, and we were also able to donate to a group in Lincoln County called My Sister's Place, which takes care of domestic violence victims. So actually we were able to challenge our church to do a matching funds, and so the church itself raised $1,000, and we were able to match that with $1,000 from the presbytery and give each of these nonprofits $1,000.
First Pres in Trout Lake thanks the Presbytery of the Cascades for the $1,000 grant to assist our community during the pandemic summer. This grant was immediately matched by a local nonprofit organization called Trout Lake Care, and expanded again by donations from local citizens for a grand total of $3,150. This money will fund our project of offering discounted groceries at the local general store, keeping the money in the community. We are also extending the weekly school lunch program for scholarship kids. Here's Janet packing a box for tomorrow's delivery. Oh, just what we need for a good sandwich.
First Presbyterian Church of Central Point donated their funds to Vincent DePaul of North Medford, which is currently providing more than 120 lunches a day, 5 days a week, operating a thrift store and helping low-income families with rent, utilities and prescriptions, and furniture. St. Vincent also runs the Urban Rest Stop, where people can get a shower, a meal, and emergency help.
Christ Church in Monmouth asked their church family to match the presbytery gift. And the response was so amazing that so far they have over $8,850, which they are using to help families with utilities, food gift cards, and prescriptions through the Polk Community Free Clinic, the local farm workers group, Family Promise, and the local food bank. So far they've shared over $6,000 and still have funds left for future needs.
Colonial Heights and Common Ground in Portland split their COVID relief gift 3 ways between Stove Team International, which promotes distribution of safe, fuel-efficient cook stoves to replace dangerous open-fire cooking in Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, and Nicaragua, Common Ground musicians in residence at the church, and the Black Resilience Fund, which provides emergency aid for Black Portlanders. They also encourage members and friends to make donations to these organizations.
We decided to fundraise for 3 different community organizations. The thing that interested us so much about each one was that they gave food vouchers to people. That includes everybody There were no restrictions on who gets these. People just had to come up and ask for them. And that was a food voucher that you could take to a restaurant, and you could receive a hot meal with that. We felt that people wanted to help in the COVID crisis. And our hearts went out to people that had food insecurity. And we wanted other people to have that opportunity because it helps you during a time when you feel really helpless.
Greetings from Kenilworth in Southeast Portland. We chose to expand our existing Groceries for Grout project. Over 50% of the students at Grout are low income and over 40% minority. To meet the challenge of the Talents Parable, we launched an online matching fund drive. Donations were almost $6,000. This summer, the school district hands out free lunches. Every Tuesday, Pacific Coast distributes USDA food boxes. Groceries for Grout is also at the school on Tuesday. We offer staples, supplies, fresh eggs, bread, and produce. Everybody is invited to shop at no cost. Thanks, Presbytery of the Cascades.
Springwater Sprouts of Hope, neighbors helping neighbors. Coordinating with our food bank and the Orchid Health Center, we arrange garden giveaways. The Renshaw family will give you a sneak peek.
Hi everyone, welcome to our garden. Hello. All right, so we're the Renshaw family, and we helped get some things started with Springwater Sprouts of Hope, and we wanted to show you a little bit, give you a tour of our garden. So Jason, would you tell us about your therapy garden? You have some peas? Are they ready to pick?
Yeah.
Can you show us how you pick a pea?
To see more, go to Springwater Sprouts of Hope on Facebook.
Ashland First Presbyterian is using the stimulus check to seed a GoFundMe campaign, which supports 7 days a week feeding program through the Southern Oregon Jobs for Justice.
The funds from the Presbytery allowed Reedville Presbyterian Church in Aloha to transition its weekly Table in the Yard community events to Table to Go, providing yummy home-cooked dinners to families for pickup. Reedville has gone on to partner with the organization Nourishing Neighbors to match their grant to continue the project. Nourishing Neighbors not only matched their $1,000, but is sending them a check for $10,000. Unless that's a typo, they're not totally sure, but they're excited about establishing this new partnership.
Emmanuel Presbyterian in West Lynn has reached out to their neighbor, West Lynn Lutheran Church, to partner with them in providing gift cards to local grocery stores for families in need in the West Lynn Public School.
And finally, First Presbyterian Church of Vancouver is a hosting church for Family Promise of Clark County, helping homeless families get back on their feet. Because of COVID-19, they needed to provide hotel rooms for 4 families. The Presbytery grant and additional gifts from members made this possible on short notice and provided enough funds for their next rotation week in July. So that is the good news of how our congregations are using these funds. Thank you so much, and I hope you are all doing well. Take care.